Welcome to this channel. You will see the boats sailing through the canals of the beautiful town of Sneek in Holland, Netherlands in winter. A canal-rich city in the north of Holland, province of Friesland. In the blue frame you see the recording part. The Netherlands is known for its steel yacht construction. There are many yards that are internationally known and leading for both mag yachts and affordable boats, suitable for the European canals. A good example are these two boats. Built in the 60s. The big one drags the small one, probably on its way to a shipyard to carry out a restoration. There are also many sailing boats in the Netherlands. The two motorboats have one in tow. Where there is a lot of water, there is also a lot of work. The canals and quays need to be maintained. Here is a pontoon with a tugboat. The boat with a large engine can tow and can also be used as a pusher. We call the two protruding steel pole students. They lower this into the bottom to secure the pontoon. This canoe is waiting for a very special sailboat. This will be just under the bridge at the Watergate. We call the sailboat here a skûtsje. More about this later. First, something about the Watergate, the most famous monument in Friesland. The Sneek Waterpoort is a water gate over the Pipe in Sneek. The gate consists of two octagonal towers, with a bridge in between over the shipping route between the De Kolk and the Stadsgracht in the city centre, and a gatekeeper's house above the bridge. Sneek had 4 other water gates and 2 land gates, all of which have been demolished. The Watergate remained and is now the symbol of Sneek. We continue with Sneek's most famous boat, the Sneek skûtsje, not a motorboat but a sailboat. Created in 1913, then used as a freighter, now used as a racing ship. The ship has no draft, is flat at the bottom. This is because there are many shallow lakes and canals in Friesland. They have no engine and could only sail. 2 large wooden swords hang on the sides. These can be hung at a height while sailing. Often the boats belong to a family. She lived on the boat, in a small deck at the back. Almost every town in Friesland has a restored skûtsje. In the summer major mutual sailing competitions are held. The boat you see is on its way for maintenance. The main mast is down. Wikipedia states, a skûtsje, pronunciation, skûtsje, Frisian for boat, is a wooden or steel Frisian barge built for the transport of freight in Friesland. Depending on the season, they transported manure, soil, potatoes and other bulk goods. The skipper and his family lived on board the skûtsje. 052 film about Skûtsjes Island. These sailing ships were built from the 18th century until approximately 1930. The length is 12 to 20 meters. The width is related to the dimensions of bridges and locks in the sailing area and is on average 3.5 meters, a maximum of about 4 meters. The ships were built for sailing and were therefore not originally equipped with an engine. During the 1920s and 1930s, many skûtsjes were equipped with auxiliary engines. But it was only after the Second World War that the sails were replaced by engines. Here comes another work shy. Again pushed the pontoon with a small tugboat. Because the Netherlands is a water country with many small canals and narrow canals, often below sea level. There are many of these tugboats. There are hobby clubs that completely restore older boats and take them to meetings. It often has an engine of more than 220 HP. They can then do small and large jobs. I filmed the boat empty and full again. Here the work-shy returns with large stones. Bridge operation must be requested in winter. In the summer there is a permanent bridge operator. See my other videos on this channel. To sail from the north of the Netherlands to the south with a sailing boat, there is a so-called standing mast route. You must take a route where the bridges can be opened. The route goes through the city of Sneek. These two ships are clearly heading south. You see an ordinary sailing boat and behind it a catamaran. A catamaran is a vessel with two floating parts, the hulls, mounted parallel to each other above the waterline. Due to this construction, a catamaran has a high initial stability, while having a low drag, resulting in a greater speed than ordinary vessels. A catamaran offers more space than any other boat of comparable length. With spacious lounges, plenty of seating and lounging areas, such as the net known as the trampoline, you will never feel cramped. The cabins are spacious and the bathrooms are as large as those in many apartments. People who hate cramped spaces or value their privacy will find a catamaran ideal. On larger models, 50+ feet, you have so much space that you may have trouble finding each other. The Beatrix, named after our previous queen, sails here. This boat is sailed by volunteers with guests who are disabled and cannot sail themselves. There is ferry traffic on the water, especially in winter. There are many remote areas in Friesland that can only be reached by boat, often islands. These two boats are used to get there. They are somewhat newer boats. The second has a flap to place on the quay and thus place a car or often an agricultural implement on the land. Finally, a small steel recreational ship. An oldie, built in the early 60s. These boats are indestructible. If they are properly maintained, they can easily reach 100 years. They are used for weekends away or on holiday. They often tour throughout the Netherlands or further into Europe. If you want to see what things are like in Sneek in the summer, or are curious about sailing in France, subscribe to this channel for free and automatically receive new videos.